Shalom, friends. In this week's Torah portion of Vayera, we find Moses going before Pharaoh with a simple message from the Lord. Let my people go that they might serve me in the wilderness. Let my people go. Let my people leave behind their labors. Let them leave behind their work. Let them come out of your domain and let them worship and celebrate and lift praise before me. Let them relax. Let them feast. Let them have a festival. And of course, in an autocracy, the only one who can make that decision is Pharaoh, and he flatly rejects that request. And because of that, he sees destruction come upon his people, destruction come upon his nation. He wavers back and forth, wonders what he should do, how he can get himself out of this situation. After all, he is an embodiment of the divine, and how can another power be greater than he? One of the things that we find so striking in this portion is the juxtaposition between Pharaoh and all other people. The request from Moses is rather simple. Let my people go. What does that mean? Who are the people? Is it just the men? Is it the men of influence? Is it the men of wealth and esteem and privilege? Is it the ones who are the leaders? That would be the obvious choice, the obvious sound in Pharaoh's ear. Okay, take your men of influence and go. But that's not what Pharaoh is saying. In Exodus chapter 10, in next week's portion, we see what let my people go means. As Pharaoh once again relents, he says, listen, take your men and go and worship your God. And Moses says, we will go. We will worship our God, but we will go with our young and our old. We will go with our men and our women. We will go with our flocks and our herds to festival before the living God. Everyone has value. Everyone is invited to the festival of the living God. Everyone is invited to come out from tyranny. Everyone is invited and encouraged to leave that autocracy. And without everyone coming, there is no festival. The Lord wanted to deliver his entire people, but also, as we'll see in a couple of weeks, those who were Egyptians who also heard and obeyed. See, friends, in congregational life, it's not complete unless we're all together. The young, the old, the middle marrieds with young children, the very tiniest, the very oldest, those who are struggling with health issues, those who are as healthy as can be, all of us joined together, complete as the body of Messiah. When we come together and worship, let us come together and celebrate the living God as one people, as one group, and lift our voice to him. And then we can go and learn at our own level. But that lets us see the value that each of us have. Because we are joined together and because I'm here, my voice is part of this heavenly chorus. My voice is part of this beautiful sound that is being lifted before the living God. And because we're together, the heritage is being passed from one generation to the next. So we need to learn to live together, the old, the young, and everyone in between. How to celebrate, how to worship, how to sing, and how to commune. I'm reminded of Psalm 135 and verse 13, which says so beautifully, Adonai Shimcha Leolam, Adonai Zichrecha Lador Vador, which I translate in this way, Lord, your name is from age to age. Your fame, O Lord, is from generation to generation. That word, that phrase, Lador Vador, from generation to generation, is not just eras of time, but it is people. The younger growing into the older passing off the heritage into the younger and carrying it forward. All of us working together, all of us moving the stream of redemption to its completion, where we will find another festival called the marriage feast of the Lamb. See, this is a type of the marriage feast of the Lamb that Moses is taking Israel to. Because it will be by the blood of the Lamb that Israel ultimately is released and goes and celebrates and worships and has festival before Sinai. So what we see in history as a type of what is to come, the marriage supper of the Lamb, all of us from all ages, from age to age, Le'olam, joined together in worship and celebration. Revelation 7 verse 9, from every tribe, tongue, people group, we'll see the young and old gathered together. And then blessed are those who are invited to the marriage supper of the Lamb, the marriage feast of the Lamb, because all of us again will be joined together with the Lamb, by whose blood we were brought to that festival. So every time we join together for worship, every time we lift our voice together in worship and praise, we are in fact rehearsing for that day when we will sing praise to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, when we will see Messiah, Mashiach, face to face, and we celebrate this culmination of redemptive history in his presence, where we will be set free from the pharaohs of this world and the restrictions and the bondage to the glory of the living God. I look forward to that day, and I pray you do too as well. Shabbat Shalom. Amen.